Hello everyone. So let's start with today's session on Ielts learning, and I will be going through the Udemy course, which you can you can learn with me, and you know.
Sounds good. How big are the classes? Isn't there? I think so. Let me check. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in your world. Right now, we're going to go ahead and go through an example of how to apply the strategy to section 1 of the Ielts listening exam. This is from book 13, test 1, section 1. So when it comes to section number 1, we all know that it is the easiest section to do. So you want to make sure that you get all of these correct. No more than one or two wrong, but really all of them should be correct. Because I want you to get a score of 7, 8, and 9 on this exam. So what we're looking at here are fill-the-blank questions. Yes, it's in a table, but a table is basically a fill-the-blank question. And so we have to focus on the words that are before and after the blank line, because that language will connect to the answer choice. We have to watch out for synonym traps. We have to watch out for word reordering when they're going to change the word order of the sentence to try to hide when the answer is being said. We have to be careful with numbers because they're going to very often give us more than one number to play with or listen to. And so we want to watch out for those types of traps and tricks that they like to do on the Ielts listening exam. So here we're looking at fill-the-blank questions, as I said, and we have the keywords highlighted in yellow. Right? Those are the words that are going to connect to the answer choice. That's what I'm listening for. Now with this one, first they're going to do questions 1 to 6, and then they're going to do questions 7 to 10. As you know, on the current version of the exam, they no longer give the example in the beginning, and so I'm not going to be giving you the example in the very beginning. So that we're working with how the exam is designed right now. So let's go ahead and listen and get started. You should pull out your book number 13, test 1, section 1. It's my advice to go ahead and do it. Do yours before I go ahead and do mine, because I think that will allow for you to check your answers and listen for you may not have gotten something correct on your own. And I think that's a great way to be able to practice. So go ahead and pull out your book 13, test 1, section 1. Do your test now. Then come back and check the answers and listen to the analysis. Now, the way that I am practicing is the same way that you should be practicing at home, because I'm showing you how to do it and improve. Okay, let's get started.
Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording the second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6. Hello, Tourist Information Center. Mike speaking. How can I help you? I wanted to find out about temporary classes. I believe there are some one-day classes for tourists. Well, they're open to everyone, but show you how to choose them.
Right, that sounds good. How big are the classes?
I'm not sure exactly, but they'll be quite small. I think so. Let me check. Yes, they do offer those. Though, in fact, most of the people who attend the classes find this a nice way of getting to know one another.
I suppose it must be, yes.
And this company has a special deal for clients where they offer a discount of 20% if you return for a further class.
Okay. But you said there were several classes.
That's right. Another one you might be interested in is bonds cookery school. They're quite new. They just opened 6 months ago, but I've heard good things about them. They concentrate on teaching you to prepare healthy food, and they have quite a lot of staff. To the staff.
So, is that food for people on a diet and things like that? I don't know if I'd be interested in that.
Well, I don't think they particularly focus on low-calorie diets or weight loss. It's more to do with recipes that look at specific needs, like including ingredients that will help build up your bones or make them stronger, that sort of thing.
I see. Well, I might be interested. I'm not sure. Do they have a website I can check?
Yes, just key in the name of the school, it'll come up. And if you want to know more about them, every Thursday evening they have a lecture at the school. It's free, and you don't need to book or anything. Just turn up at 7:30, and that might give you an idea of whether you want to go to an actual class. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10. Okay, there's one more place you might be interested in. That's got a rather strange name. It's called the Arretsa Center. That's spelled A-R-R-E-T-S-A. They've got a very good reputation. They do a bit of meat and fish cookery, but they mostly specialize in vegetarian dishes.
Right. That's certainly an area I'd like to learn more about. Of course, fats don't mean meat. In fact, I think I might have seen that school today. Is it just by the market?
That's right. So they don't have any problem getting their ingredients. They're right next door. And they also offer a special 2-hour call. In how to use a knife. They cover all the different skills, buying them, sharpening, chopping techniques. It gets booked up quickly though, so you need to check who's available.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, let's go ahead and go over the answer choices. We'll go over the answer choices and an analysis of the tricks that they tried to use to try to disguise when the answer was being said. So, number 1, the answer is choose, CHOOSE. And here we have an example of a word reading. Order. First they said second they said cook, and then third they said the answer choose. So you can see how the word order has been changed around. That's something that they do that you need to be aware of so that you can recognize it when it's happening. Number 2 is private, Private. And here we have a confirmation. A confirmation is when someone will say the answer choice, and then the other person will confirm that yes, that's the answer choice. So here they say the answer. answer, and then the man confirmed it with the reference pronoun those. Number 3, the answer is 20%. Here, we're dealing with another word reorder. They said we have a special deal, and then they said a discount of 20%. So first they said discount, then they said it's 20%, and then they said it's return. So here we're changing up the word. Now, if you wrote 20, 20% wrote TWENTY. That would be correct also. Number 4 is healthy, HELTHY. And they said you want to concentrate on teaching to prepare food or concentrate on teaching to prepare healthy food. So when they said teaching to prepare, that's the same thing as saying food that is. And here also, we're dealing with the ability to spell, because the word healthy for some students is a little bit tricky to spell. And so here is really a spelling contest also. Number 5 was fairly straightforward. The correct answer choice is bones, BONES. Build up equals strengthen. So here they're just testing your ability to recognize it. And number 6, the correct answer is lecture, LECTURE. And we have another word reorder. First, they said every Thursday. Secondly, they said the answer have a lecture. And then third, they said it's. So they're doing this more and more and more in terms of changing up word order. Number 7 was testing your ability to spell a tricky word, Arepsa, ARETSA. So whenever you hear them give a strange name, and you may actually say it was a strange name, here they're really testing a student's ability to recognize vowels, and when, especially they do this probably more in the UK, saying things like double R, double T. But also the letter E is tricky for students because in some languages, E is written or pronounced like I, and A can be pronounced, as much as A in some languages, they would actually write an E. And so they're testing, are you able to recognize when an English person says the letter E or says the letter A? And then also they're playing with the combination of the letters T and S. In most words, it would be ST, but here we have TS. And so they're playing with these letters. It's not just when you hear letters, but they're putting out letters that they know students have difficulty with. Number 8 is really about spelling vegetarian, VEGETARIAN. And there are no real tricks or traps here. They just want to see can you spell this word. Number 9 is market. And is testing your ability to recognize synonyms. They say just by, which means near the market. And then the person saying right next to, which also means near the. So the answer is market, MARKET. And then number 10 is knife. A special force in skills with a knife. Again, here we're dealing with spelling. The word knife is a tricky word to spell, even for native speaker. It's a tricky word to spell. They just said we have a special 2-hour course on how to use a knife. And then after that, they mentioned the word skills. So they did change up the word order a little bit, but really this was about your ability to spell. All right, so I hope you did a great job on this section 1. And what I'm going to do now is play the audio again, because I have to listen to it and look at the answer choices, and I'm sure you want to also, so you can hear these tricks and traps that they're using. All right, so let's do that right now. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the result a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6. Hello, tourist information center. Mike speaking. How can I help you?
Oh, hi. I wanted to find out about cookery classes. I believe there are some one-day classes for tourists.
Well, they're open to everyone. The tourists are always welcome. Okay, let me get some details for you. There are several classes. One very popular one is called cookery. Okay, they focus on seasonal products and is also teaching you how to cook them next to countries.
Right, that sounds good. How many classes?
Unfortunately, but they'll be possible. And could I get a private lesson here?
I think so.
Let me check. Yes, they do offer those. Though in fact, most of the people who attend the classes find this much of a get to know one another.
I suppose it must be.
and they have quite a lot of specialist staff.
So is that food for people on a diet and things like that? I don't know if I'd be interested in that.
Well, I don't think they particularly focus on low-calorie diets. It's recipes that look at specific needs, like including ingredients that will help build up your bones and make them stronger, that sort of thing.
I see. Well, I'm not interested. I'm not sure. Do they have a website I could check?
Yes, just key in the name of the school, it'll come up. And if you want to know more about it, every Thursday evening they have a lecture at the school. It's free, and you don't need to book anything, just that. And that might give you an idea of whether you want to go to an actual class.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Okay, there's one more place I need to see.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining me in this section 1 analysis. I hope you learned a little bit more about how to recognize when you're saying the correct answer choice. I look forward to joining you very soon in the next example and analysis. Take care and have a great day.
Okay, this was a good start actually. I got 9 out of 10 correct. The only first one was right with the type and to choose from, so I missed that. But that is just the first one. When we start listening, have to focus more.
Now, they're going to say all the answer choices. The wrong answer choices are another section 1 analysis for the IELTS listening exam. We're going to be applying strategy and
Let me fast forward with 1.5 so we know.
This is from book number 9, test 4. I want to say before I start that if any of the future lectures, for some reason I forget to say the book number, look in the lecture description, you'll see the name of the book that I'm using, and I forget to say the name of it. I always do.
that information. As always, we tell you that you should have your own books because I recommend that you go ahead and do this test first and then come back and check for the answers and analysis. So you should go ahead and open your book number 9 test 4 and do this listening section 1 and come back for the analysis. Okay, so here, our first thing is 18. And as you know, 18 is basically a fill in the blank question. That's all it is. It's a fill in the blank question. Okay, so we have to pay attention to the words that are before and after the blank line. We have to watch out for word recording. We have to watch out for syntax and paraphrasing because they're going to do things. They're going to do things to
Okay.
behind the answer choice because they're testing your ability to follow a conversation or follow a lecture or single speech. And
So they have to do things to test your ability, your English ability, and that's what's going to happen. They also, especially in section 1, want to test your ability to spell words, and they specifically focus on letters or letter combinations that they know students have difficulty with. So here you can look at my table, and I've already highlighted the words in yellow that are going to connect to the answer choices. For example, number 1 will connect to language good with. Again, I'm going to be aware that they may change up the word order. 3 connects with appointments. Number 2 is going to be a spelling. We know that because we're dealing with the name. Number 4 will be a spelling, and so you want to be prepared. They're only going to play it one time, so you have to make sure that you spell it correctly. If you have one letter wrong, the answer is wrong. Then we get answers from options 5 to 6. And here we have to pick two answer choices. And we're focused on which answer choices are offered free of charge. Now, they're going to say all the answer choices. The wrong answer choices are going to say you have to pay for. There are only two correct answer choices that are connected to the language free of charge. You have to pick the ones that are paraphrasing of the language free of charge. Now, it doesn't matter what order you put the correct answers. If the correct answers were A and B, on your answers you can write A first and B, or B first and A, doesn't matter. Also, if the correct answer is A and B is an incorrect answer choice, A will be marked correct and B will be marked incorrect. So you don't have to have them both correct and A full correct. So I just want to mention that because students are confused on that. Then we move into the second part of the table. You'll notice that number 7, there's a lot of speaking that happens before number 7. So we have to watch out for distraction because they know students get lost in a conversation. And then we have number 8 for a location. Number 9 is a time. We're dealing with a number. And number 10, connected to for all. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You should go ahead and stop and do your test now for number 9, test 1, section 1. And I'm going to go ahead and start on my test right now. And then we can do an analysis together. Let's get started.
Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6. Can I help you?
Yes, I just moved to this area with my wife and children, and I'd like to know where I can register with a doctor at a health center.
Dr. Green at the Harvey Clinic. We always recommend her for babies because she's very good with them and she runs a special clinic.
Actually, my youngest child is 5, so that wouldn't be any good for us.
Right.
Is there anywhere else I can try?
Yes, the Eshcon Health Practice is the next on the list.
How do you spell that?
ESHCOL. And it's Dr. Fuller who has space on his list. The clinic only opened a year ago, so the facilities are all very modern.
That sounds good.
And it's particularly good if you're busy during the day because they also do appointments in the evening. They're closed on Saturday. The only other place on the list is the health centre on Shore Lane. You can register with Dr. Gormley. That's Gormley. He's new there, but the centre has a very good reputation.
Oh, yes. I think I know the road.
That would be the best one. Thanks. Could you tell me, will all their services be free?
Usually some small charges that doctors make. Let me see what it says about the Shore Lane Centre. If you need to be vaccinated before any trips abroad, you won't have to pay for this. Yes. The sports injury treatment service operates on a paid basis, as does the nutritional therapy service. Some health centres do offer alternative therapies like homeopathy as part of their paid-to-use service. Sure they are open to this soon. I think they may start with acupuncture. And finally, if you need to prove you're healthy or haven't had any serious injuries before a new employer will accept you, you can get a free fitness checkup there. But you'd most likely have to pay for insurance medicals though.
Okay, thanks.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10. You might also be interested to know the centre is running a pilot scheme of talks for patients. I've got a list here. Actually, they're very interesting.
What sort of things?
Well, the first one's about giving up smoking. It's next week, the 25th of February at 7 p.m. And that's in room 4. It says the talk will stress the health benefits, particularly for people with asthma Actually, it's at the primary school on Shore Lane. I imagine they're inviting the parents and pupils. It says here, all welcome.
I might go to that if I have time.
There's a couple of other talks. One giving advice about how to avoid injuries while doing exercise. It's on the 9th of March. Oh, it's a late afternoon talk at 4:30. And it'll be around 6. It also says the talk is suitable for all ages. And finally, there's a talk called stress management.
Okay, let's go ahead and go over the answer choices now and analysis. So number one is babies. BABIAS. Here we're dealing
With a word reorder. First, she said that the doctors recommended her for babies because she's very good with them. So here it says, especially good with babies. However, when they were speaking, they said babies first, and then said because she's very good, which is a synonym or paraphrase of saying especially with them.
Right.
And then you're also using the reference pronoun to refer back to the answer of babies. So they were dealing with a word reorder and them using a reference to refer back to the correct answer choice of babies. Number two was just a spelling contest. ESHCOL. It's a very bizarre word, strange word. They know it's not a word that you're familiar with, that you've heard before. And so you really have to
Pay attention to every single letter that's said. That's why they're giving this strange word that you've never probably heard before. Number three, actually, before we get to number three, when they mentioned Dr. Fuller,
we had, after they mentioned Dr. Fuller, we had what we call as extra talk distraction. Now, extra talk distraction is something that happens more in sections 3 and 4, but they gave it to us here in the mini version in section 1. And extra talk distraction is they'll say a sentence or so or two before they get to the information for number 3. So they talk about that the center is very modern, it's looking for a little bit of this and here. You don't see any of that information anywhere on the table, but they're saying it as a distraction to throw you off. And then they get into number 3. We have word order. First they say it, they also do appointments, and then they say second they say it in the evening, the answer is email.
and then number four, again, it's just a spelling contest. Normally, they're trying to pick a name that you may not have heard before, so you can focus on being able to spell every single letter. Now, for questions 5 and 6, you have to watch for the shift. They're shifting from the table to this multiple choice question, and you heard the man say, "Tell me, will all their services be free?" That's how you can tell there's been a shift from one question section to another question section. So A is not an answer choice. They said some alternative therapies paid to use. That means it's not free, starting with acupuncture. Choice B is an answer choice. They say if you have to prove you have no injuries before an employer will accept you, you get a free fitness checkup. Free fitness checkup is a paraphrasing of saying employment medical, because they say if an employer needs to accept you, you get a free fitness checkup. So the answer is B. They're not going to say employment and medical. C is not an answer choice. They said it operates on a paying basis. Paying basis, so it's not free. D is not an answer choice. They tried to trick you when they said trips abroad. But the language connected to that was the choice E. They said nothing about travel trip advice. Nothing about that at all. Choice E is the second answer choice because they literally said you won't have to pay for this. So when you're doing this kind of question, you have to pay attention to what is said, what answer choice is connected to the keywords offered free of charge. They're going to get all the answer choices, everybody. Questions 7 through 10. Here we're dealing with someone. A distraction first. Because they're going to do a lot of talk. They're going to do a lot of talk before they get to number 7. And again, they know some students are going to get lost. Number 7, the answer is heart, H-E-A-R-T. This was very direct. They said things people with asthma or heart disease. Number 8, the answer is primary school. Here we're dealing with a rejection correction situation. Sometimes a person will say an answer choice, and then the other person will confirm it. At other times, a person will say an answer twice, and then another person will reject it and correct it. Here we go with the rejection correction situation. The man said, "Will that be the health symbol?" Again, trying to trick some people to write down the health symbol, but the woman rejects it. Actually, it's about being able to know the question keywords and then being able to hear those question keywords properly and how they connect to the correct answer choice. However, after you have gone ahead and done a practice, what you do is you go through. Time is 4:30. Late afternoon talk is 4:30. And number 10 was very straightforward. The answer is ages. AGEES, suitable for all ages. Okay, so I hope that was very helpful to you. I'm going to go ahead and play. I'm going to go ahead and play the talk over time, and you can listen to it with me. Because I like to listen to it and kind of through the answer choices and the trick language so that I can listen to it and watch for it as it's playing. So let's go ahead and do that right now.
Yes.
I just moved to this area with my wife and children, and I'd like to know where we can all register with a doctor at a health center. With a doctor at a health center.
No, okay. Well, there's Dr. Green at the Harvey Clinic. We all can remember babies because
Oh, actually, my youngest child is 5, so that wouldn't be any good for us.
right.
Is there anyone else?
Yes, the ethical health practice is the next one on my list. ESHCOL. And it's got a full of spaces. The clinic only ever do
That's
and it's particularly good if you're busy during the day because they also do appointments in the evening. They're closed on Saturday. The only other place on the list is the health centre on Shore Lane. You can register with Dr. Gordon. That's Gordon. Why? He's new there. But the centre has a very good reputation.
Oh, yes, I think I know the road. That would be the best one. Thanks. Could you tell me, will all their services be free?
There are usually some small charges for doctors pay. If you need to be vaccinated for an injury abroad, you won't have to pay for this. The sports injury treatment service operates on a paid basis, as does the nutrition therapy service. Some health centres do offer alternative therapies, however, we can't pay as part of their paid to use service. Sure may open to this soon. I think we may start with acupuncture. And finally, if you need to prove you're healthy or have any serious injuries before a new employer will accept you, you can get a free fitness checkup. But you most likely have to pay for insurance. You have to pay for insurance medical. Also.
Okay, thanks.
You might also be interested to know that they run a private scheme of talks for patients. Okay, it's next week, the 25th of February at 7 p.m., and that's in room 4. It says the talk will stress the health benefits, particularly for people with asthma or heart disease.
That sounds very interesting.
There's also a talk for families with children. It's on healthy eating and takes place on the 1st of March at 5 o'clock. Actually, it's private, so I'm not sure when. I have to go ask parents Google it. It says you're welcome. There's a couple of other talks. One giving advice about how to avoid injuries when doing exercise. It's on the 9th of March. It's a late afternoon talk at 4:30. And it'll be in room 6. It also says the talk is suitable for all ages.
Okay, I hope that was helpful in terms of listening to it again with the answer choices and the analysis of the tricks and traps we're using. Just spelling corrections, word question, a skill bar there up here, and those word actually is missing the bond. I didn't have the box stretched out enough for it. But I want to make sure you always have anywhere that I use, whether it's for the answer choice or not, to spell correctly. Also keep in mind, in the upcoming lectures, make sure that you check the lecture description for the name of the book and the test that I'm using. Check the lecture description. It's right there, typed out for you so you can see it in the lecture description. All right, have a fantastic day. Take care, and I'll talk.
Okay, so here it shows the answer that I was also having, whether to use 4:30 or 4:30 p.m. So Keno says that you cannot paraphrase the language or put synonyms as answer. They did not say PM, so you do not write PM. And I'm trying to get you to do the things that can easily lead to wrong responses. Please listen to what I am advising you to avoid future pain. you got lucky this time and they accepted it, but it's a bad practice and strategies because synonyms and paraphrasing is not acceptable response on the exam. Thanks, I got it. Okay, and what is I have written book 9 test 4 as 430. Will I get score for that question? Other times in the so for question 9. Okay, so 4:30 or 4:30 p.m. both is fine, but he's suggesting not to do that. Let's move on.
To be able to hide or disguise when the answer is being stated. They want to make sure that only people with a certain level of English are able to pass this exam. And so, one benefit that I'm going to give you is to point out the tricks and traps that they're using and to help you to be better able to recognize when the answer is being stated. Now, keep better able to recognize when the answer is being stated. Now, and so you have to be ready and you have to listen and write answers simultaneously. They don't give you time for taking notes and going backwards and being able to write answer choices. So let's go ahead and get started. When we're looking at this, we can see from number one that they're going to give us a specific number. They're going to give us a specific number. And so whenever they're going to give us a number, we can expect the trap of them giving us more than one number. They may say 2 or 3 different numbers, but you're listening for the answer that's connected to the Adelphi rule, and keep in mind it's connected to how many people can sit down. So you want to be aware of this trap that's going to happen. For number 2 is connected to the word pots and the word seed. The word seed, we're going to use some synonym language. And whenever you have a word before and after the blank line, you have to be aware of the trap where they change the word order. For number 3, it's going to be connected to the word group of. Number 4, first they're going to say Carlton rule. That lets you know you're Carlton rule 4. And number 4 is connected to has a, something that it has. Now, I want you to note that this line about view of the lake is not connected to number 4. It's separate. This line is separate. Number 4 is a separate sentence, and then view of the lake is separated from number 4. It's not part of it. It's not connected to it. Now for number 5, we have language before and after the blank line. Give A, and it's connected to people eating. Number 6 is connected to the word provide and problems. Number 7 is connected to or, meaning it's going to come before or after they state something about hotel rooms. Now here, we're going to get into a fill-in-the-blank question, actually fill-in-the-blank question, multiple choice question. And with this multiple choice question, this is where you have to choose one of the answer choices, A, B, or C, that's connected to 8, 9, and 10. So number 8 could be either A, B, or C. A, number 9 could be either A, B, or C, and so you want to be aware of that. Now keep in mind it's going to go in order. They'll first state the answer for number 8, number 9, and number 10. Whenever you're dealing with questions that are in a box, they love to use synonym language for the correct answer choices. Also, you want to be aware that they like to reject exact language and then infer the answer to being connected to one of the opposite choices or other choices. So you have to really be aware of these different tricks and traps that they use. That's my job to point it out to you. So now let's go ahead and listen. Remember, you have to have your own copies of the books and material. I really suggest that maybe you go ahead and do your testing of it first, and then come back and listen for the answer choices and be able to listen for why you may have gotten something incorrect. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one right now.
Good morning, Claire House Hotel. Andrew speaking. I'm the events manager.
Good morning, Andrew. My name's Samantha. I'm arranging a party for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and I'm ringing to ask about hiring a room sometime next September. Also, my parents and several of the guests want accommodation.
Having a sit-down meal or a buffet?
Probably a sit down.
And do you know how many people there'll be?
Around 80, I think.
Well, we have 2 rooms that can hold that number. One is the Adelphi room. That can seat 85, or hold over 100 if people are standing for a buffet.
Right.
If you have live music, there's room for 4 or 5 musicians in the gallery. Overlooking the room. Our guests usually appreciate the fact that the music can be loud enough for dancing, but not too loud for conversation.
Yes. I really don't like it when you can't talk.
Exactly. Now, the Adelphi room is at the back of
I don't know. Maybe bandwidth issue at my end. Sorry, guys.
closes at that time of the year?
Which direction does it face?
Southwest. So that side of the hotel, with pops of road to the terrace. This has a big French windows leading out onto the terrace. This has a beautiful display of pots of roses at that time of the year.
Which direction does it face?
Southwest. Southwest. So that side of the hotel gets the sun in the afternoon and early evening.
Very nice.
From the terrace, you can see the area of trees within the grounds of the hotel, or you can stroll through there to the river. That's on the far side, so it isn't visible from the hotel.
Okay.
Then another option is the garden room. This is a bit bigger. It can hold up to 110 people, and it has the advantage of a stage, which is useful if you have any entertainment, or indeed a small band fit onto it.
And can you go outside from the river?
No, the garden room is on the first floor, but on one side the windows look out onto the lake.
Lovely. I think either.
Sorry, it's still having some issues.
number of those rooms would be suitable.
Can I tell you about some of the options we offer in addition? As well as a meal, you can have an MC, a master of ceremonies, who'll be with you throughout the.
What exactly is the MC's function? I suppose they make a speech during the meal if you need one, do they?
That's right. All our MCs are trained as public speakers, so they can easily get people's attention. Many guests are glad to have someone who can make themselves heard above the chatter, and they're also your support. If anything goes wrong, the MC will deal with it, so you can relax.
Great. I'll need to ask you about food, but something else that's important is accommodation. You obviously have rooms in the hotel, but do you also have any other accommodation? Like cabins, for example?
Yes, there are 5 in the grounds, all self-contained.